9.
9. Wow.
Yeah.
And our third or second together, but now we have 3 together. But this was our second number 1 together, right?
Second in a row.
Whoa.
Third in a row for Beat of Music. No, Beat of
No,
Music.
Drunk in Your Love is the third.
Yep.
Well, and
Dang it.
I want to ask you about that. I mean, we're here to celebrate Lose My Mind, and yet you seem to be having number 1 so fast you can't even get one celebrated before you get a 5th one. So just talk about the momentum and 5 in a row, and also the fact that it seems to me that you've sort of slowed down on the daredevilness, because I almost wonder if you didn't think you'd be getting 5 consecutive number 1s.
You know, I actually,
It's a good question.
I'm still doing the Daredevil stuff. I've been trying so hard to get them done right now, but so I'm not done with that. I'll probably knock them all out in 1 week and then be ready to do more crazy stuff. But I you know, everybody's schedule's been so crazy. So Lose My Mind, it was crazy that you know we got this how many weeks ago. But I want to make it's so hard to get a number 1 song. It is. I remember just wanting to have a song that a couple people knew. You know, like somebody would be like, "Oh my God, that girl just moved her mouth a little bit to that song. I'm so excited." And now it's like that, and then we're into, you know, we're celebrating, and this is our 4th number 1 party. And I remember interviewing with all y'all on my first one, and I was as excited as I am right now. I mean, and I want to make so we'll never forget, I guess, because it's that hard to get number 1, and you never know when your last one is or whatever. I want to make every one a moment. I want to celebrate the big moments in life, and getting a song that's the most heard song in country music. That's a moment in life, and we got to share that together. And this town's been so good to me, and Ross as well. And Heather, we all started out writing together in the very beginning, and now here we are with our second number 1 all together. Me, him, and Heather. So it's crazy.
CeeLo. He couldn't be here.
Yeah.
That actually was my question, because
Yeah.
I mean, we're celebrating the 3 of you, and you guys collaborated on the song, but there are other writers credited with this.
Yeah.
Have you heard from them?
I've never heard from him. I was
We would
wondering.
hear from him.
I was wondering when CeeLo Green would hit me up, and you know, he's like, I don't know. They haven't hit me up, but I mean, they got a number 1 country song. I mean, when we were writing this song, it was just, we were writing this song. We're like, just started singing this "You Made Me Crazy" part, and it's like, let's just put it in there, and that's a great song. It's only a few words or whatever, but it's a moment in the song where it's, you know, maybe you might even not think of that song, but it's familiar or whatever. And I like that about songs. Sometimes you find a favorite part of the song that you look forward to. Even, you know, it's always different for everybody, but I love that about that. And so there are writers on this as well. So cheers. CeeLo's got his petting his cat somewhere or something. That white cat he always has.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I mean, you're pretty much having the best week ever. Like a birthday and then number 1
Brett
song.
Eldredge is having the best week.
Yes, that was.
Ever.
This has been good. This has been a good couple weeks for sure.
So did you get anything special from friends and family? I saw you got a really awesome surprise party on ChatSnap.
Yes, I did. I was on the road. I was in Austin, Texas on my birthday, and we played at a rodeo, which the rodeo in Texas is so serious and so fun. I mean, they just take it so serious, and I love that about it. So we had a great show there. Went out afterwards, but I didn't get to celebrate with my family and friends here in Nashville. So my brother tricked me into going to some random bar I'd never heard of. The next thing you know, there's my mom and my dad and a bunch of my friends at a rooftop bar, and we celebrated and kind of soaked it all in, because "Drunk in Your Love" was also going number 1, and so we just celebrated it all together. So I guess this has probably been the best birthday week ever.
Did you get anything special? I mean, you seem like you can have it all. Like,
Yes.
what is like the perfect?
I guess that was. I mean, I tell my family, and I tell anybody, don't give me anything. I don't even. I lose everything I ever own. So I mean, I literally lose. I have like these things that these tile things that track everything I lose so I can track it on my phone. And I still haven't actually activated those, but the fact that I have them. So I mean, the thought is there, but I lose everything. So I just tell people, don't give me anything. We'll just all celebrate together, and that's really all that matters in celebrating the good moments in life. And we're definitely there right now. So soaking it all in, loving life.
Hey, can you tell us what your next single's gonna be?
Ooh.
Soon.
I wanted to look to the gallery over here. I guess I can.
Can you tell us about any new music you're working on or anything like that?
Yes. I mean, I'm writing for. We wrote yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's. I don't know how many singles we're going on this album. There are still several left on this album. I mean, at least one, maybe two, maybe 5, maybe 20. Whatever. We got to write some more songs for the extra bonus pack. But I'm always want to stay inspired, and I got to keep writing. And Ross and Heather and I and Tom Douglas and a lot of my close friends and writers, I've just been getting together with them anytime I can and writing, and it is just we're hitting a groove again. It's like there's moments when you're like, okay, we're just writing a song to get to the next song, and then we hit that magic window where it's like, okay, because we wrote, like when I was writing the first album, I wrote Don't Ya, and we wrote Beat of the Music together and all that, and around us, in the same like group of time, you just hit like this special area where you're so inspired for whatever reason, it just connects. And I think we're hitting that there for album number 3. Whenever that comes out, we'll be ready for it. I've already written probably at least 40 songs for it. So.
Hey Tim, but ask him what one of his favorite songs is.
What is your favorite song?
One of them.
My favorite song is "Wanna Be That Song," isn't it?
No, you love that song? You should talk about it.
I love that song.
My favorite song now is probably "Wanna Be That Song" or "Illinois" because I'm from Illinois, but it's just about where I'm from, and I wanted to name the album that. But probably "Wanna Be That Song" just because it was so much. We wrote this how long ago? I don't know, a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But I had "Mean to Me" out, and it was becoming a big hit. People started to get married to that song, and there was their first dance, or this is our song. And I'd never had anybody say this is our song or whatever, and that's a cool feeling. Well, I was in an interview and somebody asked me, I said, what do you want to do with your music and your career as an artist when you look back in 10 or 20 years? And I said, I want to be that song that makes you fall in love, that makes you dance when you need to dance and makes you cry when you need to cry. I want to be that to someone. I want to be that song. I want to be that when you hear that song, it takes you back to a special place. I want to be that special place. I want to be that song. And so we wrote that song, and it's definitely one of my favorite songs I've ever written.
You were out with Thomas Rhett, and you guys seem like you had such great time,
Yeah.
such great camaraderie. You're about to go out with Keith. What do you have up your sleeve, and do you think you guys are going to have as good a time as?
Yes, the last from going from Thomas Rhett, the Suits and Boots tour to Keith Urban is just an amazing step in my career, because we get to do our first headlining tour together, Thomas Rhett and I, and then we go, and now I get to go back on tour with Keith Urban, which I toured with him when I first started, but now everything is just taken off in a big way, and he called me back and says, I want you on my tour. And like he was going to try to have to convince me, so I was like, I'm in. I mean, sign me up tomorrow, put me on the bus. And he's done so much for my career from the start by just teaching me how to be a better artist. And he spoke when my first single, Raymond, came out. That some people know it, but not everybody does. But it was a song that was very special to me, and it was a very deep, personal song. And Keith came out on the radio and said, this is a song that I cried from this song. I wept when I heard this song. And it was, no one knew who I was. Like my mom and my family knew who I was at that point, and some of my friends. But other than that, hardly anybody knew my music. And so he's been a huge supporter since the beginning. And so I think that this tour, we're going to have Maren Morris out there with us as well. It's just going to be a real soulful, I think it's going to be a tour that its own very own tour. You know, I want somebody to go to the experience of a tour and say, I've never seen that, the Ripcord tour. That was, I'll never forget that moment. And this tour is going to be awesome.
You guys did that cool stuff on the radio. Do you think you'll do more stuff like that?
Oh, where we jammed together? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was, the funny thing is, when we were doing that, we rehearsed it 8 minutes before we actually went on the air. 8 minutes. And because Keith texted me that before, said, "What should we jam?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm into whatever." And the next day we show up and we still didn't know what we were doing. And he's like, "What about this Adele song?" I was like, "I've heard that song a lot of times. I love it, but I don't know the words." So we're like reading through the words 8 minutes before, down to the wire. We go on the air, and it was as close to magic as you can get for 8 minutes of practice. But it's so cool, and they're both just incredible artists. So yes, we'll do a lot more of that. I'm sure we'll jam every night together.
Can you talk a little bit about your awesome video for Lose My Mind and how you came up with that idea and what it was like filming it?
Yeah. I got the idea for the video for Lose My Mind on an airplane. And I don't know why I get weird ideas like this, but I guess I was feeling a little bit trapped on an airplane. I don't really like small spaces that much. And so, here's Heather Morgan. Everybody, Heather Morgan in the house. We got her here. So, I was on the airplane, and we'd written this song a little while before this, and we were going to put this song out. I said, if we end up releasing Lose My Mind as a single, I want to shoot the video like this, and I typed a note in my phone exactly how I wanted to do it. And since I was feeling trapped in this plane, I think I was in a middle seat, and so I felt really like I was like in a straitjacket or something. And so I'm sitting there very anxious at that time, and I'm thinking, okay, I want to be in a straitjacket, and I want to be imagining this girl, or think I'm seeing this girl that I'm crazy about, and she's making me lose my mind, and I actually maybe am losing my mind. And all of a sudden, at the very end, this girl that I keep seeing all throughout the hospital or wherever the heck I am, I don't know where I am, but at the very end, ends up being a mop. And then I take it to the directors and I say, "What do you guys think? Okay, this is a weird idea, but how about this?" And for some reason they loved the idea, and it ended up working out.
How long did it take you to shoot it?
How long was that? How long did that take? Does anybody know? I don't remember. I remember that I was in the straitjacket. I think it was about a day.
Okay.
And I was in a straitjacket. I made them keep me in the straitjacket for almost the entire time because I wanted to feel the character. I'm very claustrophobic, and I wanted to. And eventually, I kind of got comfortable in it, like kind of scary comfortable. I'm like, all right, well, I guess this is fine. I'll just hang out here. And it's like cradling myself. So it was cool. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
And if the three of you want to just talk about writing the song together, like was there a lyric that kind of sparked it? Like if you want to take me back to that day.
Yeah. It started with a groove, really.
I think it's the one where you kind of came in and started. Brett kind of does things where he'll just beatbox almost, and then just kind of beat on the table or grab a book and like hit it here, and I'll be like, I'll grab the mic and throw it in front of him. We'll start recording things, and I'll be like, what about a sound like this? And then he'll be like,
Yeah, I mean, to their credit, most people will be like, "You're crazy," because I feel like I'm crazy when I'm doing that stuff. And I am probably crazy, but that's okay. I mean, but I go in there and I just, they're so good at reading what I'm trying to say. We have this connection. I mean, now that we've all written for a long time now and known each other for a long time, we have this connection where we know what we're going to say before we actually say it a lot of the time.
Most of the guitar riffs you hear on a song that like me and Brett have written are actually melodies that Brett has sung to me, and he'll sing them, and it's either him singing them through a guitar amp or it's me trying to figure out how to play it, exactly how to sing it. And that's like Losing My Mind, like boom, boom, boom. That's all.
Yeah, because remember originally the riff was bam. Bam! And then when we were in the studio, I was like, what if we go, and then, and that's exactly how it happened. I was like, what if we just respond, but we go the opposite way up? But, and Heather's very good at reeling he and I in when we start going off the deep end, and we're like going crazy. She's like, all right, guys, we're over here. Yeah, Heather's she's a brilliant camp counselor. But she is. I mean, she's a brilliant writer, and I just think that it's so special when you find a group of people that you love as friends, and you get to make music with them that can eventually go out and touch a lot of people and become part of their lives and the soundtrack to their lives. So.
Well, it's not my question, but just an observation. How many times you say crazy and straight jacket and leave?
Yes, I a few times.
Let me ask you, when you're writing and getting to know each other, there are points that you go to, maybe when you're writing, they're pretty personal, go deep. Can you share one of those moments with us when you were writing, and as it turned out, if you hadn't gone there, the song would not have made it?
I think going away for a while.
Yeah, you're right. A song called "Going Away for a While." We've done this with several of the songs, and usually it might not always start there, but all of a sudden you're like, "Oh man, this girl totally broke my heart at this one point," and I was about to go on a trip to the islands. I booked a trip to the islands, and I was like, "I gotta tell you guys about this girl." I was like totally into her, and then whatever happened, it just fell apart. And so I said, I just had this like thing in my phone, so I'm going away for a while, and we started talking about it, and we just started telling the story of exactly what I was about to do, and how I was going to go and escape the world for a minute and just be, just a little dot on the map, just way off the map, and go off the grid and write a song that says you're not the only one there. I love listening to a song and be like, oh man, I'm not the only one that's heartbroken. I'm not the only one that feels like I got to get out of here, that I got to go away for a while, or whatever it is. And it's not just heartbreak songs. We write a lot of love songs too. But that was definitely I think you're right by saying that. And they're I think a lot of our sessions are like therapy sessions. They listen to me, and so it's,
most of the sessions are Brett coming and saying, "We are not writing another love song today."
we have like a thing for writing love songs, and I was like,
love song.
I don't always want to be in love, man. Let's write like a heartbreaker, a party song.
Yeah.
But we've got some in the hopper right now that are going to be really great for the next album too. So.
Some up-tempo love songs?
Oh yeah, probably some up-tempo love songs too. I don't want to stop that. I mean, that's the universal language, so I'm always going to sing about love, and I don't want to be in love.
I will say about your writing, like we've been in sessions where a song might be going somewhere with something you haven't experienced yet, and you're really authentic about being like, I have never felt that. I don't know if I could sing that, but I would sing it like this because this has been like how I've experienced it. And you're really good about like pulling it into like your personal experience.
Well,
and call it that.
Well, and the thing is like, if you're not writing with somebody you totally know really well, sometimes it's hard to be like, I know we've been writing on this for 2 hours, but I don't think I'm feeling that I can really sing this or whatever. Like we've gone down the road where we've written for 3 hours on a song, and it's kind of like, I don't think this story is worth telling because I don't think I can make people believe it. Yeah. And they don't try to stab me every time I say that. They actually,
Where's the straight?
But we've been in several situations where we've started a couple songs, and we'll jump to the third song, and we'll go back to the first one until we just find that one that exactly connects with all of us, where we all know this is the one we should spend our time on.
One day he'll have to release like a secret record that has like I have hard drives full of like Brett Start 1, Brett Start 2, all these crazy starts that we've had of songs we've never finished.
Dig them up,
and like
bring
they're
them back.
Crazy, like spaghetti western type.
Yeah, it's true.
Like seriously, like
I just want to. I think with them. And that's one last thing about writing with this crew here is we've written so many different styles of songs, because if you can't make yourself chase a really creative route and try something different and not be afraid of it, it's like if you're afraid of it, then you're not going to do it right. If you just chase after it and just say, oh, what's somebody going to think about this? Oh my God, like Lose My Mind was a lot different than anything I'd released up to that point. And we knew it when we wrote it, but I was like, let's just go crazy with this, and we literally. That's what we did with this song.